Hey guys, how are you? I hope that you were okay. I hope that you have been having a lot of fun. I hope that you have enjoyed your weekends. Um, this week, remember that we are only gonna work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're gonna have a lot of fun because we have a couple free days after these classes, so you can have a lot of fun. Today we are going to start reading the stories for your second quarter. We are going to go to your reading textbook, not the limoncello, but the reading textbook, and we are going to start reading your textbook in the following page. So my advice, go get your book so you can start reading with me, okay? You getting your books? Did you get your books? Okay, so we are going to start reading this time on page 22. So let's go to page 22. Okay, ready? So the story for today, write the date if you're gonna use your notebook, wasteful or resourceful. Remember that you can print the pages, questions from your reading book if you want to, and if you don't want to, you can copy everything in the notebook, there's no problem. Okay, so page 22, wasteful or resourceful. How green is your school? What about your home or the places your parents work? What can people do to help the places they go every day become friendlier to the environment? It means to be nicer to the environment, to the air, to the oxygen, to the mountains, to the sky, everything. Large buildings are often hard on the environment. The good news is that there are many ways even the biggest offenders can make improvements. One problem is the amount of energy that is used every day in large buildings. Rooftop gardens are one way to reduce the amount of energy needed to air condition a building in the summer and heat in the winter. Now, we don't have that actually. In the United States, for every house or building that you enter, all of those places have to have air condition and and a heater. So in the summer, when it's super hot, you go into a place and it's fresh and cold. And in the winter, when it's super cold outside, you enter into a building or into a house and they have a heater and a technology that makes the inside of a house warm. So you can even be seated on the floor and it's warm. It's really nice. I wish we could have that in Honduras, at least for the winter, not for the summer. For the summer, we can use a fan. But in the winter, if it gets super cold, it would be nice to get into a house that is cold, that is warm. Actually, it's kind of cold today because my feet are kind of cold. Because today, for some reason, is a colder day. Winter is coming, December is coming, so I'm guessing that it's gonna get cold again. So we don't have air conditioning in a lot of buildings in here. Now, important buildings like banks and stores, they have air conditioners. So it's very common for those places, but not in here. Go back to the second part of paragraph number 2. But rooftop gardens are not the only solution. Some companies have installed solar panels. Those are very expensive. This allows them to gather energy from the sun and then turn it into electricity. Solar panels can be expensive, but companies that want to make protecting the environment a priority think it's worth the money. So they invest a lot of money in solar panels. These panels face the sun and they absorb the energy from the sun and they transform it into electricity. Other companies have all kinds of special gadgets that help save energy. For an example, in some offices, lights automatically go out when a person leaves a room. The plumbing is set up in a way that allows water to be reused. In new buildings, recycled materials might even be part of the walls of the floor. Tile can be made using recycled glass. Floors can be made from old tires. Walls can be even insulated with newspaper or bales of straw. So there's a lot of ways people can save or help the environment by building places or building buildings, making buildings be friendlier to the environment by making them by using materials that are not necessarily new, like newspaper, hay that is kind of like plants, or making the floors with tires. That would be really interesting to see. Paragraph number 4. You do not need to live in a green building or go to a green school. A green school means that everybody in there respects the environment and they take measurements to respect it. There are lots of things you can do on your own. For example, turn off the water when you brush your teeth. Don't have it open, or don't have it open when you're showering. Turn off the lights when you leave a room. I do that. Actually, I turn off my refrigerator during the day so I don't have to pay a lot of bills. If you can walk or ride your bike somewhere, do that instead of riding a car. Now, I know that in Honduras not a lot of people have cars. In the States they have to because the distances are too long. But I mean, I don't think that that's a problem in here, because we have to ride buses because of a need, not because we just want to go places. We have to. Okay, paragraph number 5. Does your school recycle paper? If it does not, see if you can work with a teacher to start recycling program. Do you know what happens to the food that is not used in your school's cafeteria? Maybe it can be donated to a local food bank. So in the States, there are cafeterias that are public and that serve the kids, and they serve specific free meals. They're very small, but they're free. But the leftover food is not saved for tomorrow. It's either put in the trash can or is donated to poor people that doesn't have money to eat. But that's not something that is often in this country. We don't have public cafeterias where people can go and eat for free. You can also tell paragraph number 6. You can also tell people you know about ways they can help the environment. The more people you tell, the more people will become aware of things that can reuse and recycle. The sooner that happens, the sooner we'll be able to see a healthy change in the world around us. Now, I don't think that I do a lot of things for the environment to survive and to be better. I think that the only thing that I do is that I take all the organics, the banana peels, the potato peels, everything that is used to be food, and I put it in a different bag and I compost it. I throw it in a garden behind my house so it gets rotten, and it helps the floor, the soil, to get more nutritious for the plants. But in the other hand, I burn my trash, and that's super bad for the environment, because when you're burning your trash, all those fumes and smokes go into the sky, and they burn out the ozone layer. So there are good things that I do, but also there are bad things that I do. But you have to be honest if you're really helping the environment. One thing that you can do to help the environment is that instead of putting the trash on the floor or outside the window in the bus or in your car, you can put it in your backpack or in your pocket and just take it home. That's something that I do all the time. I have humongous amounts of trash in my backpack because I rather put it on my backpack than put it on the floor. So when you go places, when you go to the mall or when you go to the stadium, don't litter. Don't put trash on the floor. Just put it on your pocket or put it on a bag or put it on your backpack and then take it home and put it on the trash can later. Because in that way you're helping the environment to look less dirty, at least on that side. And remember, close the tap when you're brushing the teeth, and when you're showering and you're putting the soap in your body, close the tap too so you don't waste the water. Let's go to the questions in page number 23. Write the words from the passage that have the meanings below. So from paragraph 1, we have people who are guilty of something. Let's go to paragraph 1. What can people do to help places they go every day become friendlier to the environment? Large buildings are often hard on the environment. The good news is that there are many ways even the biggest offenders can make improvements. So, an offender is something that did something wrong. So maybe offender is the word that you should write for number 1 in people who are guilty of something. Number 2, working on its own without being controlled. It says paragraph number 3. So working on its own on paragraph number 3. Other companies have all kinds of special gadgets that help save energy. For an example, in some offices, lights automatically go out when a person leaves a room. automatically. Automatically means that they don't need to be pushed on or turned off. So maybe that word with A is the word that you are going to write in the number 2. Number 3. Cover with a material that keeps warmth or sound from passing through it. Paragraph number 3. Let's go. For example, in some offices, lights automatically go out when a person leaves a room. The plumbing set up a way that allows water to be reused. In new buildings, recycled materials may be even part of the walls or the floor. The tile can be made using recycled glass. Floors can be made from old tires. Walls can be insulated with newspaper. Insulated means that goes between the walls, so the heat from the heating or the coldness from the air condition stays inside and it doesn't go out, or the sounds don't go out. So usually in Honduras, we don't have insulation in regular buildings. Our school, for an example, is made of concrete, and also my house is made of concrete. So we don't have insulation. But big buildings, they have insulation. Insulation is something that doesn't allow the sound or the heat or the warmth to go away. So in number 3 is the word with I that I said a couple times. Number 4. How do solar panels work? Let's go. Oh, well, so solar panels work. As I told you before, you need to write in there. Solar panel works. And then you can write when the sun is absorbed or is taken by the solar panel, and that sun transforms the energy into electricity. That's the explanation that I give you. Let's imagine that this is a solar panel, okay? So this is my solar panel, and then my sun comes, and all that energy is transformed into electricity, okay? So that can be your explanation. Solar panels work by transforming the sunlight into electricity, or the energy of the sun into electricity, okay? If you didn't understand it, just rewind it. Number 5, what types of recycled materials can tile and floors be made of? So remember, we were saying that in some buildings, people use glass, not plastic, that is glass, it's just dusty. Glass to make the floors, and also tires. All the cars in the world have tires, those black circled, circular rubber things. So those black things, people use them, and they use those pieces to make flooring, to make the floor when they want to recycle. So you can write, what kind of recycled materials can tile and floors be made of? So you can write in complete sentences. Tile and floors can be made of glass and tires. Complete sentences. Number 6, name 2 things you can do at home or at school to help the environment. 2 things, very easy. You need to write in there. To help the environment in school, to help, number 6, to help the environment in school, close the tap when you're washing your hands, close the tap when you're washing your hands, and put the trash on the trash can. The trash on the trash can or in your backpack. Those can be 2 ways. Number 7, does your school recycle? If so, what kind of things are recycled? If not, what could you do to start a recycling program? Now, our school doesn't really recycle that I know of. Everything goes to the trash cans. So, a good thing that you can do to recycle is to have paper trash cans only for paper. Not food, not liquids, not anything. Trash cans only for paper, because paper can be destroyed and more paper can be made out of that. So you need to write in there, no, comma, for number 7, my school doesn't recycle. No, comma, for number 7, my school doesn't recycle. Comma, but we could have trash cans only for paper, but we could have trash cans only for paper. Number 8. What does it mean for a company to make protecting the environment a priority? So a priority is something that is super important for you. The first thing that is important for you. Nothing is more important than that. So for some companies, taking care of the environment, the air and the sky and the water and the oxygen is important. So let's write the answer. Number 8. For a company to protect the environment, for a company to protect the environment is important. For a company to protect the environment is important because we protect the planet. Because we protect the planet. We want to live in this earth for a long time, so we need to protect it. So that would be number 8. If you didn't get it, you can rewind it. And then number 9, circle the correct answer. Everyday people can have a large impact resource on the environment. So everyday people like you and me, can have a large resource or impact on the environment. What do you think? People can have a large impact, probably, because so you have to circle the correct word, because people can make an impact by putting the trash in the trash can, closing the tap when you're brushing your teeth or taking a shower. So the human nature can have a big impact on the environment. And that will be that for today. So remember, we have 16 minutes. You have 24 minutes to rewind the video and look at every answer that I have given, because I have given all the answers so far. Please, please, please copy the questions completely so you don't get confused and you don't lose your points. If your answers are not complete, then you're gonna lose points. And remember to finish the worksheet, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.